So again, I wanted to talk a little bit about some tips, completely shifting gears now, just to the parents that are listening about what they can do at home. Again, these are kind of very different times. We have a different reality that we're living in right now. So what is it that parents can do at home? And this is geared a little bit more towards parents that have like the little ones at home to try to just keep the home calm. So one of the things is to try to prevent boredom. We know that bored or frustrated kids are more likely to act out. We know that kids have had their lives significantly disrupted. They're out of school, they can't play with their friends. So it is important to try to keep kids busy, with a healthy and productive schedule. Number two is address fears. These are scary times that we're going through right now. Again, lots of things that can cause a lot of anxiety. Kids might see their parents nervous and worried. Of course, they're seeing news reports, they're hearing about people dying. So it's important to talk through these things with your kids, have discussions about them, find out what their fears are, what their thoughts are, maybe dispel some, myths that they have or uncertainties that they have. Number three is using timeouts. And again, this is obviously not for our teens, but for our younger kids. And the important thing with timeouts that I always tell parents in clinic is that this is not really something that you want to do necessarily in a punitive way, but it's more just that if a child is having a behavior that is not the right behavior, that they need to get a timeout from the behavior and the parent needs to get a timeout from them. So it's more just about putting a child into an area where they can't hurt themselves or hurt you, letting them vent, and then afterwards that's a time just to kind of talk about why you needed to put them in the timeout. Kind of related to that is to redirect bad behavior. Sometimes kids just misbehave because they don't know any better. And when things like that happen, things like distraction and just trying to kind of like get them onto something else is a good thing to do. Sometimes it's good just to not respond. If a child is doing something and it's not really going to end up hurting them or hurting other people, ignoring bad behavior can be an effective way of stopping it. So it's just another tool that parents can have available to them. At the same time, we want to praise success. That's what we call positive discipline. It's a really important aspect of parenting. All too often as parents, we're calling out our kids when they're doing something that we don't want them to do, but it's important to praise them when they are doing things that are helpful. Allowing time for attention. This is a tough one because, parents are at home now and they're working from home, and sometimes kids are looking for our attention. We may not be able to give it to them, but even carving out just a few minutes every day to try to give some attention to the kids is great. And of course, I hope this goes without saying, but you really want to try to avoid any kind of physical punishment. We know from lots and lots of data and research that it's not effective, and you're not role modeling good behavior if you do that kind of stuff. If you are aggressive to your child, you're basically validating aggression for them. And then lastly, take care of yourself. This is kind of like the oxygen mask on the airplane thing. You got to breathe before you can help your kid breathe. So just to make sure that, you are taking care of yourself and staying in a healthy place so you can be an effective